everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight. As we join Ed, Rodrigo, and Felicia, Corinne is feeling poorly, so she's started up the producer rig and then is going to go to bed with her adventures on the fringe of Imperial space. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below, or support us in what we do by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players for the continuing mission, Star Trails. Oh, as we go back a long time ago, see, far, far away. And welcome back. Hello, Hermit already. So, when we left off, quite a few weeks ago, because Tuesdays are cursed, we found out. Everything bad happens on a Tuesday. But as I've said...
Don't remind me, I have an essay due tomorrow evening.
Oh dear. Yes, a lot of different things happened where I think one of the weeks it was me, one of the weeks it was somebody else, then somebody else. So, apparently Tuesdays are cursed. But we're back now, and we're joined with Rodrigo, who's taken Paul's slot. And Corinne is resting up now. So now that she's set up this part of the rig, she can go in and rest up. So thank you for that, Corinne. Last session, you guys met with Grim, a fast-talking confidence trickster who somehow managed to trick their way into some Mandalorian armor and into your base. This Weasley creature makes their way through the stars purely on guile and opportunity, being able to recognize the latter and apply the former. You tested this person out and decided, well, they're here now, may as well keep an eye on them. Either they're an asset or they're floating through space. So you decided to make use of Grim. After all, the worst that's going to happen is that Grim's going to share your horrible death at the hands of a Sith. Let's not worry, Grim.
I don't need to tell him about that.
Exactly. Nah. So you guys are preparing to go off to a place in the galaxy, at least in the Lucas galaxy, that is imaginatively and openly labeled as wild space. Basically, everything else. Misk of the universe, where DMs can go off and frolic free, creating whatever the fuck they want, and not having to worry about the main canon and the potential of somebody rolling the equivalent of a natural 20 on Vader. So,
the Star Wars equivalent of Latin America.
I don't know what to say to that because I don't know enough about it.
It sounds correct. I'll take Rodrigo's word for it.
I'm just taking it on trust, yeah. You guys know that a number of your stories seem to go from there or to there. Nima has started tracking down, as have you all, certain dark force operations that have been happening in the areas of space that the Empire don't necessarily look at all that much. The Empire's never been one for celebrity or cared that much about the Huts or corporation space. All they know is that they are not working against them, and so it allows them to continue on with the alliance. Maybe they're just lower down on the to-do list for the Empire. You, however, have seen some dark forces at work, and they're not coming from the Empire, which is fabled to now be run by the Sith. So Nima has found a strange bowl that was able to extract some form of dark force harvesting that was coming from these celebrities given a drug. JT, you know that somebody in this direction of space, somewhere within this quadrant, was responsible for the attack on Pol Ota, the man who had left you for quite some time on a planet on your own. It seems that that fateful day was not necessarily Pol Ota's fault. You're still holding him to account for his part in it and his flaw, his cowardice. And yet it seems that somebody else owes a debt to you as well, a debt of vengeance. Felicia, you know that whatever this darkness is, it's in a quadrant of wild space that is very close to your people, the Valashar.
Yep.
And that is the direction that you're currently going in. Knowing that you can go and speak to your people and find out more about a strange organization, cult, maybe, that would be the Sith cult in disguise. It's time to head out to a place unknown where there are no friends other than the ones that Felicia can point you to. You don't know a great deal about this area of space. It's always considered to be an unworthy backwater. And so, either with some trepidation, or maybe the excitement of adventure, you're heading out into wild space. You've yet to leave, having recently put Grimm through the gauntlet and found them capable of at least of not so much filling Chevron's shoes, but certainly fulfilling a role within your number. A fixer. Someone to get you into, out of, and through trouble. You start to pack your supplies, choosing which ship or ships you're going to take, as you prepare an outing for entering the wilderness. So, I would say, what are you guys doing?
I think we're leaving the Strill behind today.
Yes. We won't fit. And
we
it's
won't
uncomfortable.
fit. We would fit. I could put you in cells, but...
Yes. But having is
also,
very uncomfortable unless you're a droid.
I'm going to take that ship out one more time, and it's not yet, so it's going to stay on the far side of an asteroid, just kind of spinning through the sprawl at the moment.
Sure. Doing what the fire spray does best and being stuck to the side of something. You
like a big metal barnacle.
Yep. You dock it on and take the skiff back, the skiff being this tiny little thing. And yeah, that is neatly out the way. Even if somebody was to find its deactivated transponder code, incredibly difficult task that, especially in asteroid field. They'll just find that asteroid, they won't find your base. So, you know that you're going to be going out Victoria to your people. Your people are very much space Vikings, as we've already determined from Victoria's characters. They are peerless melee characters, but they're not stupid. They have ranged weapons as well. You're kind of unique in that you have decided to go all melee and just simply use armor.
I do know how to use some guns.
Yeah, you can use the ship weapons because you can't just jump out of a ship and beat a ship up with your sword. So
Not
you
with
have
that
some.
attitude.
have 1 point in ranged light, actually. So she has gun training. She just has a
Doesn't feel the
clear
need.
preference for big fuck-off swords.
Yeah.
Reasonable, honestly.
And also, Victoria's big enough that she can actually pick up parts of the landscape and throw it Hulk style. So,
Yes.
yeah. I believe you've got a strength boost to your armor as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm up to Brawn 5.
Yeah, so this is a near 7-foot space Valkyrie in power armor who can basically, not just power armor, Mandalorian made power armor. So she's kind of like a space marine, but the armor was made by the Mandalorians.
You know, the one thing I've forgotten.
What's that?
Character sheet. Back in a minute.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's necessary. That's necessary.
Oh, I love you, Ed.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. That's
and
why I
you
always.
get to see Ed's glorious flat in all its glory.
There's a reason
including
why.
the International Space Station, which is just above Ed's head there as well. So
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He has the best. He has
I
the
love
best
it.
flat. He really does.
Yeah.
I don't spend money on anything else, so it all goes to Lego and RPGs.
Hell yeah.
Right.
You're living life right.
Yeah, I am very jealous. That
All my
is
money
how
goes to
I
board
would love
games.
to live.
It's made me want to buy a Lego set for Daddy that Rosie can help me out with. But because if I buy it just for her, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll pay it." If I say, "Hey, do you want to help me with this?" She will absolutely sit down with me and do it for like 3 hours, building a Lego for adults thing.
And they've just released Mos Eisley Cantina for like 600
Oh,
quid.
shut up.
600.
I think it's like 350.
Jeez. Please tell me it's an entire diorama though. I
course
saw
it
the
is.
Diagon Alley one. The Diagon Alley, it's 300 fucking quid, and it's just 4 shops. I was like, oh fuck off! I want an entire street, bitch. You make that fucking thing so that I am looking down a street.
No, Mos Eisley Cantina is the Mos Eisley Cantina. Like,
Okay.
it's the full layout.
The full
It's
layout.
got
Okay.
a couple of
If you're
bands.
just joining
I'm
our
good with that.
stream, this is the Lego Discourse Hour.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So we're reviewing
Distracted.
over the next 3 hours.
Permit, I did use a sword to fuck up a ship once.
She has actually
Yeah,
done
yeah,
that. She
that's
has
fair.
actually fucked up 2 ships. One,
Cool.
she jumped
Not
out
terrifying.
of a ship that they had already. It was a pirate ship that they disabled, and she went up and fucked it up the rest of the way with a sword. And the second one, she went up and fucked up the cockpit so the guy couldn't leave the launch bay. So she has technically done it twice already.
Yes.
Right.
To be fair, the guy tried to kidnap my wife. That's
True.
not allowed.
Yeah.
Kill my wife.
And Chevron was there too.
Yeah.
And Chevron was there. Anyway, anyway.
Oh, that's it.
That was the backup thought. Like, Nima would be disappointed if I didn't save Chevron. And besides, I like JT. I needed to get him.
Anyways.
So, you guys are preparing. So the Lakatara is ready. You've got clarity. It's not damaged in any way. You can take Geyser if you wish. You've got the pit droids that you can take as well.
Take me if you want as well.
So that's like, please take me.
That's the plan. You're coming.
So yeah, I mean, you know the Lakatara is good for a long trip. You can get easily 6 to 8 months worth of rations on that puppy. So you know, even not refueling if you want, not refueling, not taking on extra provisions, you could go for the long haul on this thing. Certainly, it will be easy to get as far as Valashot Space. Valashot Space is full burn, probably about a month and a half.
Yeah.
So it's a good 45 to 50 days, depending on jump points, astrogation, how many of the jump points have moved, because the galaxy is always twisting and moving at different
And
different
while
speeds.
space isn't quite as charted as the rest of the trade lanes.
Oh, talk about exploiting a technicality.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's how you're playing, is it? She has got an insane amount of channel points. I'm thinking of just kind of nerfing her encounters. So
Oh, shush.
Well, there might be some games she's not
I
playing
only
in
have
the future.
There's gonna be games that she's not
27k,
playing
and I
in, yeah.
bought the Discord role.
yeah.
I need to not be in some games so I can use them.
By the way, we're not going to be celebrating it tomorrow because there is no game tomorrow. But tomorrow, Chaotic Neutral is 2 years old.
Oh,
Terrible
nice.
twos. Yeah, Terrible Twos start tomorrow. So yeah, we're going to be doing we're going to be just kind of talking about
Mentioning it.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about it on Benefactor. So Benefactor, I'm going to take a bit of time from it and talk about where we are, where we're going. And the big thing that we're going to celebrate is going to be episode 100 of the Benefactor. So I have some things I'm already setting up. And I need to speak to Felicia about something to do with that because I intend to use something that she's made already. Anyway, let's get on.
Confused.
Yeah, we're supposed to. So yeah,
preparation-wise, JT is obviously putting in some orders with Osnar. A few bits and pieces because he's got a shiny new disruptor rifle, which is ever so slightly too big to fit in his leg. So he's asking Osnar to strip it down. It takes 3 hard points and reduces its encumbrance, which means that I can put it in my leg.
So we're talking because why wouldn't you do this? It basically you flick a switch and it folds up.
Yeah, and it's just like everything extraneous is removed. It is everything like the gun needs to work and nothing else.
Oof. Okay.
Love it. Yes, he does that. And the fact that you're going to put an entire disruptor rifle in your leg is pretty much Osnar's wet dream. So he he takes that on without a problem. The price of the mod. He will do it at cost.
Nice. And ask him to stick a sight on there as well. Why not?
Sure, if it's got a hard point for that. Again, he will do that at cost. You have spent so much time with Osnar now and role-played so much with Osnar, he considers himself part of the family.
I mean, yeah, I've sent him a lot of work. Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
I checked. You guys have done 7 episodes mentioning Osnar and putting time towards him. I didn't count up the hours, but I know the number from my notes. I know the number of times that you've used him. So you've used him 7 times, which probably, considering the conversation you've had, probably is around about 5 hours of Osnar.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Yeah.
He's a good friend and a gun nerd, and he gets JT his fix.
Okay.
And his legs, and his arms.
And his
Rodrigo, give me a letter of the alphabet.
V.
Thank you. Okay. So as Osnar is making it, he goes, It seems to me that you are... Nope, that's Nala. It seems to me that you're going out to, get in trouble again, aren't you?
Well, I mean, if I went out and didn't get into trouble, it would be no fun.
Typically, even a droid like you doesn't need to do something like this unless they're expecting a lot of trouble. Are you upping your game, throwing too much into the ante? I don't want to disrupt my future cash flow, you understand.
Don't worry yourself. I'm sure I can... Well, at least some of me will make it back. May not be all of me, and you'll have to bill me again. And I'll pay you for that too.
Yes, you can do that as much as you like. I just want to make sure that the customer comes back. I don't care if they send you back as a black box.
Have I failed you before?
No, and I'd like it to keep that. I'd like it to remain that way, if you don't mind.
Well, this little thing will help me disintegrate them before they can disintegrate me.
Indeed. Here, the sight's on. I'll let you write it yourself. You're a big droid now.
And
he
just
fishes
swing
underneath.
Target.
Yeah.
Gone.
And yeah, you turn around, correct the sight, and then it just folds away into your leg.
Here. I did it for somebody who didn't deserve it.
And he hands you a small device. It's in a box. You open up the box, and it seems to be. It looks like a climbing piton. One of the ones that you push in there, and the two kind of cams go like that. Yeah, but it's quite clearly that the back end of it is something completely different.
Remote control. You can attune it to your comm system. Jam it in somewhere. It projects a holographic line that only you can see. When the right person steps in front of it, activate it. Fires one dart, a very heavy neurotoxin. Kills some people, makes others unconscious for about a week. Hey, nothing's perfect. Either way, it takes them out of the equation.
And you do this for me?
As I say, I want you to come back. You need to start investing in traps, my friend. Take a few people out before they even enter the battle theater.
Well, I'll be honest, we don't usually get to choose when the shooting starts.
Then you need to
Victoria
change that.
usually chooses when the shooting starts.
Well, as much as I don't want to temper her indomitable spirit, maybe starting to fight things on your own terms. You'll be surprised how efficient you can be with a little bit of preparation.
Yeah, we're going back old school there. It's been a long time since I've set a trap.
Yeah, I was kind of inspired by your recent story going back through your roots. I know that there's things you're not telling me I'm not gonna dig. Hell, I'm paid to shut the fuck up when it comes to my clients. But it was nice to see that you've, got back in touch with your inner hunter. Maybe that's something we can exploit in the future, if you come back alive.
I'll tell you the whole story when it's over.
Sounds good. I would say that I'd have a drink ready. Well, I still will. It'll just be for me.
Well, I'm gonna put out the cards that I've forgotten the name of the game. The
Sabak.
Thank you. Sabak cards just on the table. One game before we go.
Why the hell not?
And yeah, start stealing the cards like a pro. You know, this is a smuggler's town. You know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think Osnar still beats me at Sabak at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. And yeah, we won't.
You're
roll for it.
learning, JT. It's a slow progress.
Yeah,
It's the joy of the game.
At the
Yeah.
end of the campaign, JT will beat.
He won't. He's got one intellect. He won't.
You do notice that as you're kind of playing through the game, every now and again, Osmar gets a little distracted, picks up his stylus, and starts sketching something. Looks a little bit like a Wookiee bowcaster. Strange. Okay, right. So yes, all set up, ready to go. Felicia, aka Victoria. You know that you're going to be speaking to warriors like you, some who approve of you, some of them that won't. Some of them are definitely not going to like the fact that you put the whole render back on their radar. And not on their radar to hunt him down, but equal pegging. You know that you're also going to have to speak to the storm speakers, the elders and seers of your race. You know that they are really heavily attuned to the spirits. They have foresight. Some of them can even command the elements, it's said. And most of them are seers. They are given wisdom by the spirits. They're able to see into the future. Huge deal. They haven't heard of this force thing that much. They know that there are great sorcerers elsewhere in the cosmos. They don't really bother with that. They only really care about Valshar territory and any threats to that. But you know, if anybody's going to know about a cult on their doorstep, it's going to be the Storm Speakers. And, well, they're tricky to speak to at the best of times. How they'll receive you now, a relative outsider, who knows? They'll either be fine with you, or there's going to be some sort of test to show that you're still worthy of their attention.
Yeah. I've been away from home for a very long time by now.
You don't tend to stick to the same things that many of the Valashar do. Even the whole render decked out his ship in trophies. You were never really one for trophies. You keep your sword, your armor, your friends safe and well maintained, and that's enough for you. But you know that there's a lot of bragging and one-upmanship that you've just never really been. You've been good at it when you've needed it, but you've never needed it. So I should imagine a lot of your preparation is mental.
Yeah.
Okay.
Psyching
Tell me how
myself up, destroying a couple of training dummies, you know.
Yeah, you get some training droids. They're not actually droids at all. They're just automata. And don't worry, X4 and the others do notice the difference. These are just animated bits of machinery. You trash a few of them, and it seems to all be in focus. Is there anything in particular that you're focusing on?
Mostly it's the whole thing of having to talk, because Victoria is not a talky type. That's Nima, and that's why she likes her, because she can do that thing and I don't have to, you know.
And in this case, this is probably the one place in the universe where her talking isn't going to do it.
No.
You have to be the one to talk.
Yeah.
The warriors will be easy. They're not big speakers themselves, but that's why the storm speakers tend to be the leaders, is that they can tie you in circles with words, and you can't just go up and hit them. So, yeah, that's something that's going to be a problem. I would like you to do me a discipline roll. You can choose the diff, but there's a reward, obviously, based on the diff that you choose.
Yes, there is.
As you start to steel yourself for the road ahead.
Okay.
A second.
Right. Well, let's try this. Okay. Whew.
Okay. Nice.
Better than expected.
So at diff 2, I haven't muted myself. At diff 2, I'm going to give you an asset. And it was going to be, at that level, it was going to be 2 black, but you got the advantage as well. So I'll actually make it, sorry, not 3 black, 3 blue. I'm going to make it 3 blue. So you get 3 boost dice on 1 social roll in the future against either a member of the Valashar or anybody who challenges your Valashar values.
Wait, asset.
And you can spend it 1 at a time, or you can spend all 3 at once. So it's a social asset.
See, within parentheses, social roles. Okie dokie.
Okay. You know that Chevron isn't around you, so it isn't with you, and you're not entirely sure how this Grim character is going to be able to work with things like locks and things like that. You kind of got reassured in one sense, but as you're walking through the market in Nala's Warren, you stop at a lock breaker. This is just a simple disc. You shove it on the door, and it sends a thermal pulse straight through the door, breaking any lock that's there. When you, as you're looking at it, a very familiar Gand comes up to you and says, through their transcoder, says,
Need that somehow, Victoria?
Well, it can't hurt.
On the house.
Thank you.
Let's face it, not everything falls to that sword.
No, though I admit I've managed to break open quite a few doors with it.
I am sure.
There's a sudden as they breathe in some of the gas through their rebreather, and then as the kind of clicks of mandibles inside the breather start to go again in the Gand language, the transcoder says,
Take care out there. We
I will.
are happy for the extra trade that you brought in through this new shipping company. But it does mean that we feel more seen and more vulnerable than ever.
We'll come back in one piece. Besides, we're making sure the Sprawl can stay safe. That's the most important thing right now, isn't it?
I think this is the right time to have allies.
I forgot to switch on voice mod, so I'm trying to do a transcoder myself. I'll switch it on during break, because then I can be droids and things.
It's fine, Simon.
There's a little tap of this chitin's hand on your armor. Ting ting.
Take care. You are one of us.
In more ways than you think.
There's a satisfied nod. Another as the gas fills the Gan's lungs. And she heads off and says,
You are going to have to pay.
to the next punter that comes across.
Oh, Simon, is it a one-time use item or?
Yes, you can slap this on. This lockbreaker is fairly big. You'll have to have it like under your pack near your butt. It's about the size of a dinner plate, and you can put this on a pretty hefty door, one that would probably take you a while to cut through with a vibroblade. And it will basically just start like volcanically sending this thermal lance through the area. You've got to put it in the right place, obviously, but yeah, it's fairly substantial. It's a free pass, and a quick free pass through a door as well. It's almost explosive in its application, whereas the sword takes some time. So Grim. You are signing on with this crew that are going a little out of town, out of the shipping lanes and things like that. You're going well into the unknown. You're out the way of many people who want to kill you, possibly in the path of completely different, new and interesting people who want to kill you. You know that you are not necessarily in a hive of scum and villainy, but they definitely lean in that direction. You've been allowed by the crew to go and walk around Nala's Warren, and most people there are looking at you with a familiar look that you get of someone who says you ain't from these parts. You immediately step into a relaxed gait, start smiling at everybody as if to say, hey, I'm meant to be here. And people are there starting to doubt themselves as they're looking at you going,
Is this an old Sprawler coming back? Who is he? Does anyone know him? Must be a friend of the Sprawler.
and as you start to use your natural roguish nature to get people to doubt whether or not they don't like you, it's worked very well for you in the past.
Sure has.
What would you like to take a look at in terms of preparation? You've seen the kit that these guys have got. It's insane. You've got your weaponry, you've got your kits, you've got all the stuff that you normally have on you, but man, these guys are fucking loaded. If you had their money, you'd just be sitting pretty. No wonder this Chevron guy went off and made a casino.
That's the okay. So here's the problem. I, and thus by extension Grim, have no fucking idea what we're doing.
So you know that they're going to be going off and doing a mission. Really, for you don't really need to know a great deal about what the mission is, because you're a person who lives off their wits. Whatever happens, you'll find a way of dealing with it. You'll either talk your way out, make a deal, And if all else fails, you'll put a big ass distraction and run in the opposite direction. Around here, people have got a lot of kit. But a lot of the sellers here have got a lot of kit. Even like people who are selling like fruit and veg and stuff like that. Next to that, they've got things like, is that a vibro spike? That's insane. Weird shit that's on any other planet would just be seen as absolutely illegal or black market goods. You're not seeing much in the way of narcotics or anything like that, but fuck.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular that you think, maybe I'm going to need a bit of help with that? It could be something to do with slicing. It could be something up close and personal. It could be maybe a getaway route. Maybe look at some of the vehicles that they have around here.
Yeah. Actually, I want to see if I can look up two things. One, like you mentioned, something to do with slicing.
Mm-hmm.
And two, and this is Rodrigo speaking because I'm still getting used to the setting.
Yeah.
Something also, it's way out of Grimm's pay grade. I don't fucking care. I want to look up something that is basically the equivalent of a sniper rifle.
Absolutely.
That's not out of your pay grade. That's like easy
No.
stuff.
My pay grade. Grim total has cannot afford this, but I still gonna want to look it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
You should borrow JT's guns and ammo.
Which season?
You have to prove yourself first.
Yeah.
I honestly, I have a spare sniper rifle.
Oh really?
They are
I've got
fucking loaded.
3
Okay,
sniper
so,
rifles at the moment, so don't worry about it.
Grim will make a mental note to ask JT later for it, but yeah, right now I do want to look up some slicing stuff.
Oh yeah,
So-
look them up. You need to
yeah.
familiarize yourself anyways.
There are just stalls that have slicing gear, like almost like a market stall with old PC parts. Instead it's just like there's full-on slicing parts. The one of the stalls, quite disturbingly, has a cybernetic brain jack that seems to be used. In fact, you get closer and it says "one not so careful owner," and it gives the price of being 7,000 credits, and then underneath, making you feel like your flesh is crawling, it says "fitting included."
Cool. Staying the fuck away from that thing.
I'm not
going hardcore hacking like that.
Sure. A droll, basically a space hamster, turns around to you and says,
Hey, buddy, you want to get into slicing?
Yes, let's go with that.
Oh, okay. Well, the question is, do you want to be doing it yourself, or do you want to be going quick, and getting somebody else to do it for you? Well, in this case, I'm talking about droids. Droids are really cool.
This droll is tripping balls.
I can tell. Not looking for anything complicated, really. Just, I don't know. What would you recommend for the budding slicer?
Oh,
And while he's tripping balls, I'm actually gonna gonna take a look at everything else that he's not pointing at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe see if I can get any of this for free, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Okay.
he's there saying, well, you kind of want to get into it, so you're going to need a deck, but you're going to need some help as well. That means you need to have a droid brain. Droid brain, everybody loves droid brains.
Okay, sure. I'm just letting him just do his thing.
Grabbing materials and stuff like that, and goes, I've got a really good droid brain, hang on a sec, and shoves his head ostrich style into a box. Give me a skullduggery check to get a 5-finger discount.
Oh yeah, give me a moment. What's my skullduggery? Give me a moment. All right. What difficulty?
Nice, River.
You get to choose the difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the better the thing that you steal.
Okay, give me a moment. Come on, Firefox. Don't do this to me. 3 green. Sorry, I'm still getting used to.
That's okay.
And I'm gonna make it.
And I've just switched off the bloody website. Hang on. I got rid of my roller.
That looks pretty good.
There we go.
Ooh. Okay. On a diff 2, you've got that is a common slicing thing that you've got, and so with the as well. Okay. You end up just realizing that this, whatever you buy this for, if you buy the details, you'll be able to slip something into it. So you slip underneath the pile, literally just kind of going, and it doesn't even look like you're stealing anything. It looks like you're adding to the stuff you're buying. You just slip it underneath and make sure that the deck completely covers it. Cool. So that when you make the sale, you pick up the deck and everything else with it.
Yeah.
And you slip what is around about 12 meters of very thin cable, and also a merchant's device. This merchant device seems to be one of those devices where if somebody uses a credit chip, you can kind of try and hack the account of the person who uses the credit chip on it.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Not only that, you're pretty sure that if you reverse, if you use it in reverse, you can fake credit chips to other people's identities.
Ooh.
Now, most credit chips are anonymous, but some of them deliberately have the contact details of the person on there to show that it's been paid by that person. So it can be given to like a courier or something like that, and it can say, Mr. Jabba the Hutt would like to thank you for your time. Gives them the credit chip. They scan the credit chip, and it goes, "Yeah, fuck, that's from Jabba the Hutt." Because it gets ratified by the Imperial authorities. You're pretty sure you can do that in reverse, which would help with making a false identity, because you got a credit chip in your identity as well, and money speaks. You know this. The cable, you're not quite sure what it's for, but the droll puts it all together and goes, "Hey, aren't you with JT and the others?"
Depends who asks.
A friend.
I am with
they're
JT
friends
and
to
the
all of
others.
us. They're friends to all of us here. Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll put it on the account. No problem at all.
Not even realizing that you have permission or something, and just suddenly go, and take like a credit chip out over the thing and says,
"It's okay. We'll sort it all out in the rub. I've got some stuff that I'm going to be sending over to defensive. You understand? Over to Chevron anyway. I'm sure he'll sort it out for you. Anyway, do you need a bag for all this stuff, or?
No, I think I can carry all.
Hey.
Perfectly fine. Thank you.
Well, if somebody comes up to you and says, "Where did you get that fine equipment?" you just make sure that you said, "Right, yes, sort you out."
We'll do. Thank you. And
Goodbye now. Goodbye now.
Christ.
When you get a little further away, you find out the cable is a slicer's trap. This cable is meant to just trail across the floor, looking like any piece of IT cabling. But it can overcharge. It actually has capacitors along its length, and it can be used as basically just a command from the deck will electrify it, and it's about 12 meters long. So you can basically drop it on somebody from the top of the building and then just press enter, and it will shock them. It does strain damage, which doesn't kill people. It knocks them the fuck out, though, and it is useful on droids as it is on people. In fact, it's more useful on droids because if you plug the other end in, it does double the damage.
Fuck. Okay.
If you manage to find a plug in the droid to plug it in, you're pretty sure you could fry an astromech this way.
Okay.
Astromechs always have the plug. So you've got a stun cable, you've got a corrupted merchant's device, and you have got a deck. The deck has a droid brain, so if you don't want to roll, the droid brain will roll 1 yellow and do it for you. And that can be done during combat because the droid brain will recognize your commands.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just writing that down.
Yeah, sure. So, hey, this Genesis. Genesis is the role-playing game you use if you want to have gear in it.
Yeah,
It's so fucking easy to put in.
Yeah.
So, you go around and you're kind of you feel like that you've got a few different bits and pieces. Once you start speaking to people, because maybe you haven't seen the sniper rifles that JT has, you get to a couple of arms merchants and they go. First of all, they turn around and go, "What's this? This is a Togruta, Togruta male. One of his legs has been chopped off." And he goes, "Why are you coming to me? JT's got the best stuff. And why aren't you going to ours now, huh? You get a little frisky with him."
Obviously, the reason Grim hasn't gone to JT is because Grim is fucking terrified of JT. But still, they just go
What's
right.
about it? You rub up Osno the wrong way. I mean, I know that he's a Rhodian and everything, but we all want a happy family here. You got to sort him out, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
You go speak to Osno, man.
I should do that. Yes.
You want something special? You go to him. He sorts me out. I just sell this stuff wholesale. People who haven't got your deep pockets. Yeah, I brush off the rust. I know how to restore these things. But if you're going out there and sorting us out, defending us fine folk with the Sprawl here, you need to go out and get the best. Know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you go see JT. Go see JT. He'll set you up with the man. You get that sorted out.
Sure.
Yeah, sniper rifles. He knows his thing, man. He's Mr. Sniper. He's Mr. Death at a distance.
Cool.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how far away you are from him, man. You're dead.
I'm just gonna
if you're on the wrong
walk
side
off
of JT.
with my things.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk off with my things because, yeah.
As he tells you how deadly the people you are with.
He's like, cool. Thanks for the reminder, man.
Question, Are you coming to find Osnar and JT?
I think I may want to dump the shit on my ship, or the shit on the ship, or whatever first, because I am carrying a bunch of stolen bits, literally.
But my question is, are you going to at some point find Osnar and JT?
Okay, let's say yes. Yeah.
Okay. As you walk in, you hear the Rhodian go, "Oh, Sebastian, are you kidding me? Again?"
These aren't the dodgy cards. This is all chance.
No, I know. It's just changed my whole game here now.
Give me either perception or a cool check, JT. The diff is 3.
It's definitely going to be perception, and presumably it's hearing and not sight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
However, I was going to wait to reveal this, but the scope I've bought, is a very rare thing. Mm-hmm. It is a sonic scope, which allows you to see through walls. So I'm wondering if this thing goes off, saying that someone is approaching.
No, that's not what the perception check is for.
Okay, fair enough.
People walk into the shop all the time. During this game, several people have walked into the shop.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a problem. Both you and Osnar watch the door because this is the Sprawl, baby.
I've got all of my... Osnar does all of my maintenance for my weapons, so obviously I've got every single gun with me. I bring cases of them.
They're all out. Yeah, there's no problem at all. And this is not an unknown sight in the Sprawl. This is fairly common.
What's
you're
the diff
muted,
again?
Felicia. You're muted, Felicia.
Just a reminder for the chat, how many guns does JT have now?
It's a reminder for me as well.
I know.
5, 6, 7 that I carry on me.
There is more, in other words.
Yeah, I've got a few more.
But there's 7 on his body, and he can carry them.
He has 7 on his body at any and all times.
Yeah.
Some of them are bigger than others, but
Yeah, like the machine gun.
Yeah.
So what you're telling
the daisy
me-
cutter is the big fucker. Yeah.
Daisy.
that
Oh
needs-
my god.
Oh yeah, he's got a fucking daisy cutter that he's actually got a mount that swings out of his hip, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to carry it.
Yes.
So you're telling me that JT is literally just Doom Guy, but a droid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
If you
what-
weren't
what
scared
was
of
the
him
diff?
already, that
Oh,
But
Grim
I
is
disagree.
fucking pissed, terrified of JT. I mean, out of everyone.
threats, but
Yeah.
success.
Yeah. You know that Osnar is shitting you. You know it. That's the back shift put him in a higher position than he was in before. He's trying to play you. However, he's seen that you've seen, and he goes, "Ah, shit."
I presume threats are, I still can't beat him, even though I know he's a...
Oh yeah, the threat was that he knows that you know, and also you know that you can't win. You can't win this hand. And yeah, he kind of goes, nah, next hand, throws it down on the table, and you see, yeah, he's got like, there's only 2 scores higher than that you can
Yeah.
just like, go on, I was gonna fleece you. Oh, hey, isn't that boy with you?
Like, head. Lock eyes.
Next time I'll wear my brown pants. Noted. Hey, JT.
Hello.
I do I look at the game? Can I look at the game that we're playing?
I mean, it's Sabak, so it's just all out on the table, and we've just ended the hand, so it's all...
Yeah, because
spread
okay, yeah. Do I know that JT got his ass handed to him?
Absolutely.
In the last hand, yeah, just looking at the hand that was on there, and the fact you heard the shift went on, you were just like, "Ooh, that must have hurt."
Yeah, like
That-
I go.
You could have done everything
"Hey,
right, and it
JT."
just went.
I look at it. And I go, ooh, that's rough, buddy.
Well, I'm still learning. I'm not as good as I am at shooting at Sabak.
Fair enough. Speaking of shooting,
Hey, buddy, are you any good?
sorry.
I'm going to pick up my Precision X marksman rifle and basically just walk over to Grim and shove it into Grim's hands.
Thanks.
I was talking about Sabak, but let's see this first.
Oh.
Cool. Thanks. Spare me the talk. Cool.
I will whisper to Olsnar. I mean, he's already done this, but it's always great to see him do it again.
I want to see the medal of the boy.
So what am I doing?
I just squeeze off around over there. Just, I want to see your style.
Style means choose your own death.
This is range heavy, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it feels it when you pick it up, like, ooh, this is gonna kick.
And this is the Precision X marksman rifle. So if you're doing it at medium range, oh no, sorry, long. No, ignore me. It's just got pierce.
So
Yeah,
good.
this is just a medium. Yeah. He hasn't got a shot that's long enough for long range.
How ballsy am I feeling? How ballsy is Green feeling? Fuck it. Let's do one diff.
It just showed that you can shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you snap it up, and almost like a regulation soldier, you get your bead. He goes,
Yeah, the boy can hold a gun. Take
You
it.
can hold a gun. Thank you.
and he without even asking, deals you out Sabak cards and goes,
Let's see how you go. I'll wager for one hand. What have I got here? Yeah, go on.
he takes out what seems to be a on the arm comlink. It's a bracelet that goes from here to here, Little comlink. Lovely.
Expensive things.
Great.
Fancy, yeah.
It's little retro. Who wears a comlink on their arm anymore? Come on, you're not from a children's cartoon. But it looks nice.
Everyone
He goes,
has them in their headset nowadays.
It's got a little kick to it, if you get my meaning.
he presses a button and 4 little ports open on one side of it.
Micro rockets.
Presses a button and the ports suddenly, and it looks like a little air vent, just a little cooling vent for the com. Puts it on the table. He goes,
One hand. You beat me. You take it. Simple as.
I'm down.
See,
Down.
I'm going to take the precision rifle and put it on the table next to the bracer.
Oh, beat both of us. Here we go.
Maybe now we're.
Look, getting a bit in with it all. And we're going with Sprawl rules, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. I pull up my push up my glasses. Okay, finally we're doing something my speed.
he
Deal.
deals out the Sabat cards and gestures for you to take the first card. We're not going to go through this too much. I will let you roll either Skullduggery. What's the fast talking one? The
Deception.
Deception. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So either Skullduggery, Deception. He said Sprawl rules. He's telling you get one over on me. Yeah, and on JT as well. You beat him. You take the thing. You beat JT. You take the rifle. Beat both of them. You get both.
Come on, Firefox. Jesus fucking Christ. What is it with you?
So-
Sorry.
No, sometimes it just doesn't.
Yeah. It's been freezing on me for some reason.
Yeah,
But it's
like,
all
Usually
good now.
when that happens to me, I switch browser for a few weeks. So currently I'm on Chrome instead, but that uses a bit more memory, just so you're
Yeah, that's
aware.
why I stopped using Chrome. Jesus fucking
Yeah.
Christ, Firefox, what's wrong with you? What's the difficulty?
And that is why I went back
there's no
to Chrome.
difficulty.
Okay.
You roll, and we will roll. Depending on what you roll, we'll roll the other side, and if we beat you, if you beat us, you get the items.
Okay, cool.
So, so what are you rolling? And roll it.
I'm rolling Deception.
Roll it, please.
I already click roll. It's Firefox is just
Oh,
having
wow.
a field day.
Wow.
So I haven't seen the result. Seriously, what is it with you? I played Cube Escape once, and it's like this.
Have you reset the cache?
I haven't. I will do that as soon as it unfreezes, if it ever does. But
Yeah.
you guys tell me the result because I can't currently see it.
It
Hasn't come up.
Neither can
Yeah,
we.
I think it's probably not sent to the server.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
You just
All
close it down and
If you can move on to something else, I'm gonna sort this thing out.
Well, actually, if you tell us what the dice pool is, we can roll it for you.
Okay, cool. My dice pool for Deception is 3 yellows, 2 greens.
well,
Okay, 1, 2,
Simon, you
3.
rolling it?
4, 5. Yeah, I'll roll it. Oh, your roll just came up,
Oh my god,
Okay.
holy shit.
and
Well,
it's
you're-
insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so because that was the Deception, we've got a roll on our Discipline, because Discipline is what ferrets out.
Yeah, but
so,
beating that.
Osnar, doesn't come
No.
close. He's watching you, and JT is watching you as well, and you're just there, kind of like, and just drawing them in and drawing them in. You wait and set everything up in a row, and you're waiting for the shift to happen. The shift happens. You make a couple of adjustments, and you go, "I'm good," and you call it, and they're just like, "What?" I was like,
What? Already? How, but we just had a ship.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty good at this game.
Osnar, I'm gonna need you to find me another one of these.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, nah. Throw the
That'll be all,
cards down.
gents.
Yeah, you see JC throw the cards down, and he's got absolute garbage. You can see that when Osna puts down his cards, you can see he was going for something. He had a cohesive plan, but he's just there, and he fucking clearly beats JC. JC's got the whole-
Shucks. Too bad. I guess I'll just be taking this then. I'll just take the entire
No
pot.
one likes a bad winner.
And then
Actually-
he looks you in the eye and goes,
I like you.
and pushes the item to the other side.
I am gonna grab the top of the gun, unclip the scope, and say, that wasn't part of the deal. Buy your own scope.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. I just that I don't know. That's pretty much it for me. I like her just heads off.
Yep, you shoulder your new sniper rifle and pick up your new comlink and all the rest of it. And
Thanks, by the way, for the
you,
stats.
you walk out, and you walk out, and the Togruta goes, "Hey, what'd I tell you, buddy? Osna sort you out." Yeah.
I just walk past.
And he just sort of goes, "Yeah, you can't afford that, but hey, I can sort you out, my boys. Come here. Take a look around. You can afford that.
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, no, he's
and I'm
talking
going
to
to
other
cut back
people.
momentarily,
Oh, okay.
back to JT and Osna, and I'm going to flip a light side point as Osna turns around to JT and says,
You know I put a tracking device in the thing, right?
Do you have tracking devices in all of my guns?
No, in the thing.
Oh, in the
Can't
thing.
think. Anyway, here's the transponder code. You'll be able to track him just in case he pulls one on you.
Nice. I already put one on his ship.
Welcome to the Sprawl, buddy.
Is it okay if we take a quick break because my
Yeah, take it
computer
early.
is for some reason on fire and I want to solve and I don't know why.
absolutely, we're going to
Let's
take
take a
one in like
10-minute
50
break,
minutes anyway, so
everyone,
we'll take
and
it
we'll
now.
See you soon.
Yep.
Oh!
we'll-
No, hermit.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes. Chaos.
What happened?
Join the dark side.
Yep, we're going to take a break now, which means I have to run into the other room. But yep, see you in 10 minutes.
And while we wait, that Precision X Marksman rifle is great. I love it.
Thanks.
But I've
thank
got a
you.
new one.
Thank you, because when I made Grim originally, I wanted to make him a sniper actually, but when I was reading
And welcome back, everybody. When we left off, we had the guys preparing themselves to set out into the black and head off for wild space. We had a lovely bit of role-playing and showing how people are welcome to the Sprawl, usually with mistrust before they prove themselves to be a member of the family. So, neatly tagged and geolocated, Grim is going back with his new haul of a sniper rifle, a very good sniper rifle as well, and a slicing kit, and a comlink that can fire 4 micro rockets. That's on your arm as well. So, feeling like today has been a good day, Grim, you all head back to the asteroid.
Well, he heads back to his ship, and we head back to ours, I think. Because I don't know if Grim took the same ship as us down to the asteroid.
He would have, because his ship is fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you head on back, and you're in the asteroid, and if you're ready to go, you can head off into space.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think so. There's just a montage of JT bringing guns onto the ship.
Yeah.
And then you find him actually a little later in the bridge, kind of just staring at his chair. Kind of, he can't decide whether to sit down or not, and he turns and goes and stands in his usual place, leaving the chair for the moment.
Okay.
Don't worry, JT. We can probably figure out a alternative way to make sure you can sit down in your chair. I'm
Well-
sure Osnar would help with it.
I think with the new legs I can fit now. But not yet.
Not yet, okay. But the chair will still be there. And, I don't think we've told you, Grim. Never sit in that chair. That's JT's. And the captain's chair is also not allowed to sit in.
So where can I sit in?
Not on the bridge.
Cool. Noted. Noted.
There are the gunner station. I expect you to help me out with the asteroids.
Sure.
Your
Sure,
account is
sure,
currently
sure.
guest plus, so you'll need someone's help to get through those doors. But
Okay. Noted. Thank you for your candidness.
you have
I'll-
free reign of a bunk of your choosing and the galley.
A
Cool.
female voice comes from above. Hello, Guest Plus, Grim. I am Clarity
name.
AI.
Hello. Yes, that's me, Guest Plus, also known as Grim. I'm just gonna head to my bunk now. That's what I do. just head
Sure.
back.
Okay. So
There is one of the bunks that has a new little plaque on it with Nima's handwriting saying guest.
Yeah, I imagine that was the one I'm gonna be sleeping in. So
okay. Sorry, I was just sorting up my my voice changer there. Just in case you get to a certain part in the story. So the Lakota is all set up and ready to go. You watch the little pit droids start bringing in the supplies, and one by one start popping onto shelves, packing up into the little face with 2 little legs coming out underneath. X4 trundles on and docks into the engineering bay. Geyser steps onto the ramp and says, "Will you be requiring me for this trip?"
Yes, for safety. We'll be going quite far, so it's better to have medical with us.
Of course, I shall be in the medical bay. And Geyser walks on and onto the bay and says, "Ah yes, Subject Grim. Glad that you're still with us. You don't even smell of chicken anymore." And carries on walking.
good to know. Good to know.
The loading ramp goes up, and the Lakota, this huge experimental ship, starts to fire up its engines. There's an initial rumble as the various gravimetric eddies coming from the ship starts to interact with the asteroid around it. But as everything becomes perfectly attuned, a mixture of JT and clarity, the doors open, the force field crackles, and you step out into the black. The ship suddenly feels like it's floating. The artificial gravity that's very slightly different to the one on the asteroid. You just get a bit accustomed to it, stepping from side to side as you and the ship become one. The ship turns, and you expect a lurch in your body as it does, but nothing. Perfectly attuned. And this large, very comfortable ship for a long travel starts to go through the sprawl. JT, how fast are you going to go?
Is that even a question at this point?
Nima
I would
is
buckle in if I
highlighting.
was you. Victoria
What?
screams.
What?
Screams. Yeah. If he didn't hear, then oof.
And now I've got newly balanced legs.
Yes.
So my control over the ship is
Yeah, you got
supreme.
sea legs.
Speed 4, diff 4. Triumph.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So, Grim, you've not been in the ship when it suddenly rips into from nothing to speed 4 instantly. And even with the artificial gravity, there's a sudden whoosh as your brain suddenly feels like it's gone back just a few essential millimeters and tells your body that it does not want.
About 3
The-
seconds too late. Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah. And you missed the Victoria's. Strap yourself in because, oh boy, JT does not go slow.
I pre-rolled for Nima. Nima starts to IFF the threatening asteroids that are going to follow into your path, and also programs a corridor along with X4 for you to avoid as many as possible. JT starts yanking and banking through all of these things, and don't bother putting it on JT, but you would have got a bit of strain during that time. You're just overclocking. Yeah, you're just stepping up to the plate. You know that you've got more than enough time to cool back down later on. Once you get out of the sprawl and it's out into hyperspace. Grim, huge fucking rocks are flying towards the ship at speed 4. Speed 4 is fucking pod racer speed. Yeah.
Right.
Big rocks the size of fucking cities are flying towards not just the ship, but very, very importantly, your gunner's station. You're pretty sure that the ship will survive if one of these larger ones, about the size of an articulated lorry, hits your gunner's station, but you won't. There's a little bit of clenching going on. Suddenly X4 over the comm goes, and that is... how about some pot shots, guys?
Always fun.
X4 goes, usual rules, smallest target wins. So I would like you both to do me a gunnery roll diff 1.
Can someone do it for me? Firefox is still acting up on me. I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah,
I already did
I'll
some things.
I'll do that with your name.
Gunner. Give me a moment.
You
Let me
know
check
what the thing is.
Oh, what's the skill again? Oh, gunnery. It's
Gunnery.
just 3 green dice.
3 green,
Okay.
diff 1.
If one.
There you go.
Diff 1 to start.
That is
Okay.
4 advantage for Grim.
So, Victoria, dead center. This large sized rock explodes. Grim, with no successes, you actually miss, but you hit you end up hitting a pocket of gas that explodes. And
oh, fuck.
as a result, the asteroid that you would have hit still breaks up. all these guys see is that there was a bit of an explosion and the rock has been hit. With your 4 advantages, it looks like you hit it, but you know you didn't. X4 goes, targeting next set. And I would like you both to do the same check at diff 2.
Can you please do me the favor again?
Yep,
I'm
go for
still. I don't know what's
That's
going on.
successes and a threat. 3 successes and a threat.
So, Grim, this time you hit it dead center, no problem at all. The explosion kind of jangles your nerves a little bit, and you're a little bit rattled. But other than that, yeah, you hit it. However, Victoria's gets fucking obliterated. She manages to hit a crater on the side of it, the blast going right into the center, and it detonates almost like a firework as she gets the triumph. Next one's now, and 2 more go blink, blink on your respective screens as you start to move your gimbaled turrets into place. Give me a diff 3.
Ooh, both fails, but advantages for Grim.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Grim, yours clips it. So instead of blowing up the asteroid, it just takes a chunk off, and the asteroid starts spinning. Victoria, you miss yours completely, and there's a bit of a because you see that at least he got a chunk off the asteroid. X4 goes, that's a karmic win for Grim. Then there's a I can't whistle at the time. Bonus round, and you see these 2 little blink, blink. You can't even see the asteroid, but it is approaching very, very quickly, and it's very, very small. Give me a diff 4, and we'll call that an end.
Just threats.
Yeah, just threats.
Sorry,
you
Grim.
guys miss it
good.
completely, and it's up to JT to suddenly make the Lakota go from that to that, as both of these small missile, incredibly fast flying, although technically you're the ones going fast. They're just approaching at their normal ambling through space, as 2 of these things just zip straight past like small shooting stars.
These asteroids are always good training. God, I hate shooting.
Indeed, Victoria. I would very much like you to keep me alive when we get attacked. And we're going into wild space, so we're going to get attacked.
Oh yeah. Well, at least out here the rabble isn't quite as bad
There
as
we go, finally.
in the mainstream galaxy. I do prefer being home. More challenge.
4 hours later, an insane speed for getting through the sprawl, based on JT's roll. After a while, you just
Thanks for the roll, Ed.
After a while, you just become numb to the sheer amount of ship-killing rock that is zipping past you before you even see it approach. You kind of just get numb and have a general state of high tension, as there is a sudden beep, 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 beep. And the onboard computer says, "You have cleared the perimeter of the sprawl. Hyperspace is now available, JT."
Right,
I thought
so
it was in hyperspace.
Victoria, you know where we're going. Could you
Yeah, I'll help out.
give me a target?
You've got it all on your data pad, Victoria. So you can just send it through to X4.
Yep. I'll send
this
out the
is-
target locations and where I think the current bases are, considering it is always changing, as we have established.
Yep. So this is going to be a check. This is effectively a karma check. So your astronavigation droid, X4, is trying to plot a route through wild space, which is outside of the perimeter of the boss system. Yeah. So the boss system is not a planetary system. It is the Bureau of Ships and Services system. You're going off the grid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, failure and 2 threats. However, X4 thinks he's nailed it. He thinks he's absolutely nailed it.
And I've got no reason not to trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, advantages would have been that he would have realized he can't do it. So, you start heading off.
Clarity, can we go YT 1300 for today?
Of course, JT. Changing transponder code and silhouette to a YT 1300 light freighter. And on your local radar screen, Grim, you watch as the ship transforms. Not physically, because you see outside of your gunning station, you look exactly the same, but to any form of sensor echo, you're a YT 1300.
Oh, that's nice.
That is
cool.
probably unknown tech to you, like the type of thing that would sell for millions.
Yeah, no ship you've ever come across can do this. There are some slicers who can do it, slicing ships at long range to just falsify it, but no ship can just do that based on true sensor echoes. And
I'm still fairly impressed.
So you head out.
JT's a little bit pissed. Sorry that Grim just said fairly impressed. Like, you say thank you to Clarity for doing that for us.
No, that wasn't in
you,
character.
Clarity.
That wasn't in character.
Yeah.
I was just saying that Grim is fairly impressed. Sorry.
Right. Sorry.
Could I say that every few days, Victoria will want to take a look at where we are in relation to her usual routes back home? Because she probably has some routes that lead home because, she has to go home sometimes, say hi to family, attend weddings and stuff like that.
Normally you would be hitchhiking back because you're not a pilot.
That's true.
You'd be hitchhiking. You can make me an astrogation check at diff 4 if you wish to try and see if there's anything crazy across his route. And it would be in your interest to kind of go, are we going to this? And you're just trying to check where the latest Valashar territory is. It tends to be rather fluid.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't do astro navigation, so that's fucked.
Okay. Okay. So, Ed, as the pilot, I would like you to roll me a d12, please.
I
don't get to use D12s very often. I do like a D12.
D12s are nice.
10.
10. Okay, nice. So, hyperspace. It just continues and continues and continues. You know that the only thing that really breaks up hyperspace, because it breaks through the rubber sheet, tends to be stars, supernovas, black holes. Basically, if you get ripped out of hyperspace by something that's just part of the terrain, so to speak, it's bad. So as you're there, diligently just staring ahead, piloting the ship from your position, you are instantly heightened as the ship comes out of hyperspace. I would like a luck roll from Felicia and Rodrigo, and for that, you just roll me a single destiny dice.
Destiny dice are which one? Is it the white ones?
Is a yellow.
Okay.
Fuck!
Not yellow, sorry, white.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Terrible things.
Terrible thing happening. By the way, the luck dice in this game, as compared to the luck dice in D&D, has more unlucky than it has lucky.
Yeah.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
Exactly.
The luck is generally like higher, so you're more likely to get 2 dots of white than 2 dots of black.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unlucky.
Yeah. Okay, so Grim, you're asleep.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And when it
Conk
gets
the fuck
out of hyperspace, it does it with a shudder that even messes with the gravity. And momentarily, you end up floating about an inch off your bed, and
Still sleeping.
It drops you back onto the bed from an inch.
Not sleeping anymore.
It's a blah, blah, kind of thing. I would like you to make me a resilience check. The diff is going to be 2.
Resilience. Sorry, I'm just looking for where is it? Can't find it. Is it a skill?
Yes.
Please tell me where is it? I think I might have gone
On the
blind.
left-hand side
Oh,
of
there.
the sheet.
Yeah, I just found it. What's the diff again?
Diff 2.
So I just double checked for Rodrigo's sake. So on the D12, 7 of the sides are bad luck.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I just
'cause
rolled.
The dark side always has a better way, easier way of it. It's the easy part.
Yeah.
So
I just
Grim,
rolled 2 awful things.
that's actually a good thing, because if you'd succeeded, you would have slept through the experience. Right? You wanted to fail this time.
Okay, all right, sure.
If you basically, resilience is how resilient you are to things like being buffeted around and things like that. If you passed the resilience check in this case, you would have still been asleep.
Okay.
You have been woken up rudely.
Yeah. No. I totally want to. Where
And
are
with no
we?
threats, you don't take any strain. Felicia, you got 2 dark side.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, I did.
So I'm going to say that you're somewhere perilous when the ship gets shaken. You're either walking down one of the ladders, or you're in amongst some machinery. Maybe you're just going and.
Could I make a
turbulence.
suggestion here?
Yeah.
Felicia might be training with a blade.
Yeah, I will probably be in the brig just like training. Because
Grim
that's
was
something
sleeping.
she does every
studying the blade.
single day.
That's brutal. It's worse than anything I could have thought of. Yeah, go for it. So, Felicia, what I want you to do for me is...
Athletics?
no, I want you to do an attack roll.
Okay.
And I want you to do an attack roll at diff 5 as you're swinging the
2,
blade,
3,
and as
4,
that
5.
happens, you get thrown across the room mid-swing.
Sure, melee, right?
Yep, melee, and you want to pass this one.
Melee.
Sure.
Sorry for making everything worse all the time.
No,
know,
I
all
like
good,
that
all good.
idea.
I'm getting used to this, by the way. By now, honestly. Like after playing Call of
Ooh,
Cthulhu and then like,
Just.
Just and just. That was a success. Thank you very much.
just barely.
Anyone,
Graduated from high school.
anyone you survive, man. Anyone you survive. As you get thrown across the room, you throw your sword into a bulkhead.
Yeah.
You know it's a bulkhead that's not like the skin of the ship or something like that. You know it's something that can easily be welded back together. Your sword goes as you throw it. You catch the vibro contact, because even when you're sparring, you don't switch the bloody vibro blade on. Vibro blade only gets switched on when you're killing something or destroying something. As it leaves your hand, you can see that it goes, and you throw it into a bulkhead, and it slams into the bulkhead. And then the vibro element cuts out because it can't vibrate the entire bulkhead. And so it's sword in the stone style stuck in the bulkhead right now.
Sorry about that,
and you
Claire.
slam against the bulkhead, but you didn't get any disadvantages, which would have been related damage. So yeah, you don't even have to do a roll to see if the bulkhead hurts you. It bruises your pride more than anything else.
Yeah.
Over the comms.
I shout a quick sorry to Clarity for destroying the hull inside, because that's part of her. And then I will
That's
be
okay,
like,
it's only part of
JT,
the floor
what the
structure.
hell is
Safety
going
first."
on? As she goes to retrieve her sword, because she's assuming we're gonna battle something now.
Yeah, you just need to kind of pulse the vibro element, and it'll go out of the bulkhead. And you look at the damage on the bulkhead, and it's just like, yeah, that can easily be welded back in. All it is just a bit of the structure that holds the floor up. That's all it is.
On my way up, I will tell one of the pit droids that I'm sure JT had a spring to go and fix it.
Wop, 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 wop. and it goes off happily with a little welding torch.
When Victoria shouts up to JT basically shouts down on the comms, X4 Nima, scanners, what was that?
You can see right in front of you what it is because you're right in front of the pilot station. And in front of you is a strange, ghostly silver light that fills the entirety of your vision. Everything in front of you. You can see only on the sensors that in front of you is a pulsing and strangely irradiating star. This is some sort of variant of a neutron star.
Oh, how caught in the gravity well are we?
Very.
Right, slingshot.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I was like, I'll present some options, but you've kind of already gone, nope, no, the one I want to do. Okay, sure. You know that if you get the angle of this wrong, the gravimetric eddies from the neutron star will start to buckle the ship. And could cause a huge amount of hull damage, which means that you would probably have to find safe harbor and repair the damn thing, which could be a little bit difficult considering it's an experimental ship, but considering you are heading out of Imperial space, people probably won't give a shit. So mixtures of blessings and curses, and you know that there's going to be other problems that come up with this as well. For one thing, there's a dial, a radiation dial, that is suddenly disturbing you as it's getting higher and higher. You know that you can deal with it, as can the pit droids, as can X4, as can Clarity, thanks to the shielding around her quite complex droid brain. With the organics on board, might end up having a bit of a rough time of it. So, this is how this is.
I'm going to put all shields front. If that makes any difference to radiation, I don't know, but...
Okay. All the shields go to the front. Yes, the shields go to the front because if it comes to resisting the radiation, it will give the shield value in boost dice. If it comes to something where the radiation is having to defend itself effectively from things that you're doing, it'll turn to black dice for that part of the roll. Yeah. So, you get the core from JT, start running up in there, and you can see, and I'm going to give Nima plot armor for this part, obviously, because if the player isn't there, I'm not going to kill a character. And so the neutron star is pulsing ahead. It hurts the organics to look through the plasteel windows. And so you end up just going to one of the screens instead. You too can see that the onboard Geiger counter is going up, and the rads are going to be...
Well, that's concerning.
JT?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Explain your plan, JT, to the characters.
X4, can you calculate a slingshot? We're going to have to keep front-facing to reduce radiation as much as possible, but it should be possible to slingshot out of the gravity well.
Oh. As the nervous droid paces momentarily and then activates the magna clamps on the R2 droid station, and you can, in fact, you guys can even see that all the computers around X4 starts going mental. Lights start switching on. There's a sudden hum of high voltage as X4 draws power from the ship and starts to clock everything that it's seeing in front of it.
I'm also going to ask Clarity to drop the disguise for the moment and spend all of her processing power on this as well.
Okay, she will provide the help action, so between the two of them, that's going to be quite significant. This is going to be, as you can imagine, an incredibly difficult thing. Now, the sensors, however, are going crazy, and one of you could probably help with that. I would accept either computers or I would accept perception to see if you can make heads or tails of these huge waves of radiation coming ahead of you, basically just trying to clear the sensors so that these guys get the best shot that they can get. Is that something that you could do something with Grim?
Sorry, I can definitely roll perception.
Okay.
I'm actually pretty good at perception.
So as a supporting role, because you're not doing the big thing, all you have to do is that when huge waves come up, you pretty much just dull the sensors so that it doesn't end up flashing the sensors.
Okay. So I roll like perception normally?
Perception at diff 3, please.
Diff 3. Okay. Give me a moment. What's perception again? Okay.
Yeah. This is why I've been considering getting some extra stuff for Victoria, because she isn't a big help in these things, but I like being good at my one thing, and I want to be better in it. Yeah.
Diff 3, right?
Yep.
Sorry.
Because I feel so useless when it's like smart things.
Yeah, well done. Grim just gets on there and is basically just turning down the sensors, putting filters up and things like that. Hands just flicking over the screen, you're just seat to your pants. This is the type of thing that you live for. Something that just turns up where you're just like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. So you just let raw animalistic instinct kick in. Whether it's suddenly having to cold read somebody or something like that, you're just like, no problem at all.
Sure.
And so I'm going to take the advantages into account with something else, that another effect that's in there. You're actually happy that you've got something to do. It's not letting the fear in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Clarity and X4 are going to get in on this. So Clarity has upgraded the dice roll for X4, which is good. And let's see how they do with plotting you a course. If they don't plot this course, it's going to be pure seat to your pants.
Yep.
Okay, so you can hear this from X4 as the steam starts to rise from this thing's dome, and takes 3 points of strain as a corridor suddenly bloop, 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 appears in your HUD, JT. You know that part of the piloting now is going to be staying in this corridor as you get pulled, pushed, and twisted around. Not only will it be pulling you closer and further away, depending on which gravimetric head he comes and hits you, but it'll also be trying to twist you into places which will potentially cause a lot of damage.
Star Wars neutron stars as opposed to real life neutron stars.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Real life neutron stars is just your fun. But yeah.
Yep.
Here we have space magic.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a kind of a quick trial, but it's going to have a few stages to it. Depending on how well or how badly JT does, it's going to get worse for the organics.
Luckily, this is one of JT's things, along with shooting.
I am going to yell at Victoria to get on the shield and keep them between us and the star.
Yep.
Okay.
In that case, do my best.
If you're going to do that, that doesn't require a roll, Felicia. That's just, you know where the fucking star is. You're just like, shield goes here, shield goes here, shield goes here. It's not something that requires a roll. It's like, point the shields at the big ball of radiation. We'll just say that is the role you're going to do. I had some other things that you could have done, but that'll work. Okay. So if he fails at a twist, you'll be there like, nope, and so you'll still have that bonus. So JT, the course seems set. You angle yourself into what seems to be the middle of the frame, engage the engines, knowing that the only way through is in and out, to zip along until you can find the right eddy to bounce off and be thrown out of range of this, so you can engage the hyperdrive again. So I would like you to make your first roll, piloting, diff 5. There's it's considered terrain, difficult terrain. So normally you'd have 3 blacks. I think you remove 2, don't you?
Yep, I do.
Yep. So it's only 1 black. So it's diff 5, 1 black.
Can I know how many rolls I'm going to be doing in total before all this, or is that a secret?
I guess you'll know if this maneuver completes successfully. You'll know how long it'll take.
Okay.
So I'll tell you 4 rolls.
Okay. Just debating whether to flip the token now or later. All right, this is a diff 5. I don't think it's going to get much harder than this, so I'm going to flip the token, upgrade my roll, using as much as a droid can.
Yeah.
It's Nima meditating in the back, giving us a boost.
Yeah, these
on
are destiny
perception.
points. Just because they're light side and dark side, they're actually just destiny. They're not actually anything to do with the Force. So
I know.
yeah.
But this is the point where the Force theme would come in.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, failure.
Okay.
Advantage though.
With an advantage. Okay, so the advantage does help.
Only just.
So you
You
can
could
see.
use the No, wait, we can't use them
Nah.
to reroll, can we?
So you get the this huge lurch as the ship banks in there, and you can hear the engines just suddenly rip into life. There's this kind of banshee wail from these ion engines as they shoot out the back end. You know that right now, especially interacting with the corona of this neutron star, it must be like a deep blue or maybe even purple flame coming out the back end of this ship. None of you guys can see it, but it would be really cinematic right now.
I think
for
actually
anybody who's-
JT flies in third person because of his hooks into his feet.
Oh yeah, so potentially you can see it through one of the from one of the things. It's kind of third person out as opposed to seeing the ship down. But yes, you could probably see this huge, crazy afterburner style flame ripping out the back of the ship, starting perfectly straight because space, and then starting to kind of twist and warp as it's affected by these eddies. The ship unfortunately starts being pulled out of the corridor and twisting around, starting you to go into a spin. So the good news is that the ship itself doesn't take a hit. At this point, it's just out of control. It's flying around the place. It does mean that the ship is spinning around like crazy, which means that Victoria's there just correcting the shields. She can't do anything else. And even though that the shields are taking the brunt of it, you guys see there's several flashes across the screen, across the pilot station, as you do hit 2 major waves of energy. I would like both Victoria and Grim to make resilience checks. The diff at the moment is 2, and you get 3 boost dice.
We've got 4 shields.
4 shields. Oh,
yeah, we upgraded
4
them.
boost dice then.
4 boosts.
Yeah, 4 boost dice. So
Those are the blue
That's
ones, right?
the blue.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though Felicia's character isn't doing any rolls, okay.
How?
Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Grim, as these flashes appear, you actually throw yourself off the chair and under the console. And you can smell this smell of ozone.
I don't like that.
As the wave hits. So for Felicia, you just take the base damage because you didn't roll any threats, thankfully, because threats in this case calculate whether or not you get a crit or not.
Wait, should I have 1 strain? I shouldn't have 1 strain this.
Yeah, you shouldn't have strain at the moment. X4 has strain, and actually Grim shouldn't have any strain yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just take it back off. Yeah, this has been like several weeks into the journey.
Sure. Yeah.
You're just breaking into wild space now. So at this range, that is going to be 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And yes, your armor
That's
does
fine.
count. Yeah.
Armor
Does
does
my
count.
armor count?
Armor counts. So soak always
Oh.
counts to damage. Yeah.
My soak counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soak always counts to damage.
Okay, so 0.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I have a soak of 8.
Yeah.
That's quite the armor.
At this point, she takes no damage.
No. My armor only gives me a soak of 3. The rest is Victoria.
Yeah, the rest is that she's hedged as fuck. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, the as the wave hits you, Victoria, you're just there like shield, fuck. As this thing hits you, this thing when it hits you, you can feel your skin being sensitized. It's like you don't feel the burn, but you feel like that tenderness from sunburn, as your nerves just feel wrong somehow. You shrug it off, and it's like your entire arm is itching, and your entire right side actually is itching, and tender. It's like you don't want to touch it, as this crackling energy hits you. You're still firing on all cylinders, but that was nasty. That was
Right, that's bad.
Yeah. If you weren't wearing this fucking
Grim,
power armor, it would be bad.
Yeah.
Grim, you and Nima need to make sure not to take any damage from that.
Noted.
It's kinda itchy.
Yeah.
Not to be...
You just hear noted from under this console.
Just like, yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout at Nima to get in basically where the droid brain of Clarity is, because that probably has the highest shielding in this whole place.
Yep, Nima runs. She's just small enough to wriggle in between two of the server stacks. She's kind of in the radiation equivalent of a Faraday cage. We'll explain that away as a plot armor because space magic. And you, I'm just checking your previous roll, JT. Okay.
One advantage.
One advantage, so you'll get a boost dice to the next roll. Roll the same roll, please, but with a boost dice.
Let's go, JT.
Yeah, that's correct,
let's
Hermit. That is correct. Victoria is so buff that the armor needs her to protect it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
In Valashar space, you protect armor.
I think you're going to leave that token in case we need it later.
Sure.
Good idea, because I don't like the
point.
idea of giving Simon all of those dark side tokens.
I mean, I love the
He
idea.
already has too many.
He already has.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to be using some soon.
Yes! There we
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Thank God.
Correct.
So,
But
I
I assume that's ship strain.
that is gonna be ship strain. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I may split it actually, because
Okay.
part of it is effort on your part, and part of it is some of the ship taking it. So I like to spread the love. So let's
Love.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that's the word. That's the word. So Lakota has 17 system strain.
16 because we've got the high output ion turbine. It's reduced it by 1.
It's reduced it by 1.
I'm
Okay, in
keeping
that
track
case,
on the player lore document.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, are you going to take? Are you going to record all the ship strain then, Ed?
Yeah, I've got it all down here.
Okay, cool. In that case, I'm going to go 3 and 1. The ship takes 3. You take 1.
Okay, I will. Set my strain.
The way that you do it, JT, is that you bounce the ship off a gravimetric ready. The ship lurches itself, hence the system strain. And using both the shields and also the plating of the ship, you pretty much ricochet the ship back into course.
Seat belts.
Oh, please.
It's rough. And you can hear people kind of shuffling around inside as they get themselves back into their positions. Again, Victoria is making sure the shields are in all the right places. The corridor has already been set, so that does free up Grim for any other challenges that may arise. But now it's time to roll again, and this time you don't have that boost dice. Let's see how you do as you go to number 4. You're now hurtling through this corridor, having taken that one hit on the ship. You're hoping that it's worthwhile.
Yes.
Nicely done. So with this one here, the ship is in the right place already. So I think it's not fair for the ship to take the strain in this case. I'm going to give you a point of strain.
Can't argue with that.
As you're just there, it's like, I need to keep it here. The ship is safe as long as I keep it in there. So the ship is probably putting out as much power as it ever has before. At that point, I'm going to give you a light side back, and I'm going to make a complication.
Yeah.
No, Richard.
Twin
this is the
entities.
fun part.
The twin entities of Clarity and X4 are maintaining and adjusting the corridor according to everything moving. They are committing 100% of their downtime. When all of a sudden there's a whap, 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 whap on one of the consoles. Grim, one of the engines is currently in danger of giving out. And you're on deck, baby.
All right. Well, Grim is gonna do what they have always done, and they're gonna bullshit their way through this.
Take the pit droids. Pointing at the shelf of them.
Some of them are already running around the ship like headless chickens because they will automatically activate in an emergency.
Come on, what the fuck happened now? Oh, Christ. So my entire screen just went black.
Oh. Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can still hear you all, but...
yeah, your video's frozen.
Yeah, your video's frozen as well. We will persist. Hopefully it will catch up. It has done with me in the past on the crap top. So as you walk into the engine bay, you can see that one of the main conduits going into the engine is starting to warp out of place. It needs someone to grab hold of it and put it in place. The problem is you're pretty sure that if you do it, you'll get electrocuted. The pit droids get close to it, but the second that they get too close to it, their self-preservation instincts kick in and they back off away. And you can see that some of them are in this loop where they approach it, then start to back away again. They seem to be in the need of leadership.
Have we lost Rodrigo 100%?
We might have.
Oh dear. Yeah, that sounds like it.
The difficulties of a global stream, Hermit. Yep.
There we go.
There we go. He's gone, and he should be back in a minute.
Yeah. Ignore the fucked up frames for a little bit.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
That's fine.
Let's see if I can get myself into frame. Is this the correct way?
I don't know which one I'm in. There we go. Which way am I
You're
going?
currently in the bottom right.
I've got to be over here.
Stay here. Okay.
Oh, no, it's the wrong side for me. I need to be over here,
You're over
I think.
there? Okay, we're good.
Hello, guys.
That's fine.
We are fixing this. It's not a worry.
Hi.
Ed, you're pretty fine.
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
you're good.
a little bit lower down. Okay.
We can work with this.
Simon, you're currently leaning out of frame.
Oh, hello. This way?
Yeah, your cockpit thing is about in the middle, so you're pretty fine.
Okay, I'll stay the same then. Right. Whilst Rodrigo is doing this, we can just do the final roll for you, JT.
Okay.
Because this is all happening concurrently. So your last one, you ended up taking some strain. You don't get the setback dice. You just got the strain. And I'd like you to make the final roll, and this is the most difficult one. So I'm going to give you another dark side back, and I'm going to upgrade it so it's actually 1 red, 4 purple, for the slingshot. You know that you are closest to the star at this point, and it is only your speed riding one of these eddies through that is keeping you safe at all. Anything that stays at the speed that you're going is mental. And we're currently talking to JT in super overclock bullet time, as you everybody else will experience this in a femtosecond. So you know that if you stall right now, you'll be sucked into the star, and that's the end of the adventure. Hopefully you don't stall the ship. However, what we're mostly looking at is how cleanly you slingshot away from the star.
Yeah,
you can do it
definitely
perfectly, or you can end up hitting every branch on the way out. It's going to be really bad for your passengers. So, what are you going to do?
I'm going to spend a destiny point there.
Yeah.
And
no boost, no downside. At this point, by the way, because you're slingshotting out, don't use the setback dice. It's just 5, but one of them is upgraded.
Yeah, there we go.
The ship itself takes the 3 points of strain. For you, you just had to go, calling it, and hit it. And at that point, you're actually flaring the hyperspace, the hyperdrive. You're just giving it a quick flare, just at the right point, just to set off everything around you as this huge gravimetric pulse goes. And you clear the star. The ship shakes and groans. A bunch of the consoles spark, and some of them die out completely in a style reminiscent that would make a Star Trek prop sky shed a happy tear as you throw yourself out of range of the star. I'll get Grim to do a roll when they come back, but Victoria, I would like you to give me a final resilience roll, please.
Resilience. Yeah, I'm supposed to be good at that, but apparently
final resilience roll, and this is at what was JT's roll? Okay, yep. This is at diff 4.
Okay. Nah.
What
it
is
really
it with the
isn't my
resilience
day.
rolls?
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be good at it, but today the dice seem to hate me.
I mean, you're getting the most important thing is that you're getting the advantages, which is preventing crits against you, because that's longer damage. That's damage that takes weeks to get rid of. The advantages just do that, is that they prevent a critical damage from a star. However, you do get the full 14 points of damage from being this close to a star when it pulses off.
14.
6 points of damage.
Yeah.
With your Soakate.
Yeah. Rodrigo!
And we're in the right order.
And we're in the right order again. Yay.
Oh, cool. I have no idea what happened. Literally, this never has happened to my computer before.
It's okay. It was interference from the star. It was fine.
Yeah.
So
neutral star. Got to be expected.
Yeah.
Cool.
No internet
All you
signal
missed
there.
was me making crap resilience checks, despite that being something I'm supposed to be good at, and JT getting us out of the shit. So now you just need to save our engine.
You need to protect an engine, and then you'll have a resilience roll as well. So, the pit droids just don't seem to be able to get an angle on this thing. Every time they get up to it, it starts to arc towards them. And they jump out the way, kind of expecting one of the others to get a better angle than they are. And they're all having the same thoughts, effectively, the same protocol. You know that, and this is a creative thing, it's a role-playing thing, you can address this any way you want.
So what's wrong with the engines again? Sorry.
They need fixing, and basically you need to talk to the pit droid into doing
not
what
necessarily.
you're supposed to do.
You can address it any way you like, but one of the conduits going from the main power systems, so the huge powered reactor that they have here, going into one of the engines has been it's flared, seems to have kind of burnt through some of the moorings, and it's starting to pull away from the engine. If it pulls away from the engine completely and ends up hitting one of the sensitive bits around it, chances are it will fuck up the engine. Now, if you were a gigantic droid that could take all that that power,
Here's the question.
you could run up and just push it back in and kind of maybe grab hold of one of the tools nearby and jam it into place. But I will accept any creative way of addressing
Will
this.
my 12 meters of stun cable be able to help in some way here?
Everything could. There's a creative challenge. So, yeah, your 12 meters of stun cable, you could potentially use it to draw off the signal, the energy, the electrical energy that's coming out of it. You'd have to be good at how you apply it. There's some live wires and things. Maybe you could use it as some sort of grounding, some sort of protection.
Yeah.
I would ask you to propose a roll.
I have no idea what type of role it would be, but considering the circumstances and what I have in hand, I'm probably gonna do that. I'm probably gonna use the stun cable. Like if it can handle energy enough to fry a droid, it can probably take this. So.
Okay. I love the idea that you just picked up a prop and went, yeah, I got one of these. I'm going to use this. So you know enough to know where the earthing points are. I think everybody would know that on the ship. They normally most earthing points will have this is an earthing point right next to it.
Yeah.
So you can plug in the one end, or tying off one of the ends into that is simple enough. It's how you apply it to the thing itself. So I will accept, for example, engineering as the obvious choice to go up and just suddenly go, oh shit, and then jamming it confidently into the one spot. But if you have alternative skills that you think that you can story, because
piloting is not going to help.
Only if you can think of a reason why. This is co-telling the story here, is that you tell me how you'll succeed.
With survival
I have an
help.
idea, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
If I can.
You're
sure. Good at skullduggery and streetwise, right?
I'm good at deception. I'm good at skullduggery and streetwise. Yeah.
Could we make it a skullduggery thing? Because he knows how to hotwire a ship.
That could work.
Yeah, and actually, skullduggery is also sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exactly palming an object or picking a pocket, but I guess it has the same tentative kind of thing to it.
Yeah. So Grim, what's gonna be is like, well, usually I do this when I try to steal a ship, not trying to fix it, but here goes nothing.
Okay. So there's success and failure here is going to be a very interesting thing. So success failure is whether or not it works.
Yeah. How much stiff?
It's advantages and threats that are going to be the interesting part of this role. Advantages will be basically how much damage you mitigate. So how much of the repairs that you prevent needing to be done. Threats are very bad because threats do two things at once. They'll damage you and they'll damage your equipment. So if you fail and you get some bad things as well, you could end up in a very bad position here, considering what's on. But this is a gamble. You gamble with your life all the time. You're one of those people who just lives off their wits, right? So the diff for this is going to be 1 red and 2 purple.
All right, here goes nothing.
Oh no!
Okay.
Okay, so let's go with the good news first. You go straight up and you're like, easy. And you put it in. The engine is saved. As you jam it in, you also jam in a tool on the other side, and you lever the conduit into place. The little pit droids suddenly jump up with welding torches and start welding it in place.
There you go. Thank you.
The engine is perfect. Your fast thinking have done it. I would like you to now roll me a luck dice. Roll me one white dice. Okay. So you're unconscious.
Yeah, fair enough.
You
just hear I fly out. Plump.
Yeah. You can't go above. You can't go if you go too far over your strain threshold. Normally, if you take strain past your strain threshold, it starts turning into damage. Because I'm covering it a different way, I'm just going to say it maxes out your strain. So you fall unconscious.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
And instead of traditional damage, I'm just going to give you a single critical. Okay. So you have an agonizing wound.
Yeah, that's probably like hitting my head as I fall unconscious onto the cold metal floor.
You basically have a concussion.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. And when the pit droids see that you're out, they pretty much drag you to Geyser, knowing that that's Geyser's function. So they pull the meaty one up to the
and remember, these
bay.
are JT's pit droids. They're not the smartest bunch, so they probably take one leg each and start pulling you so that your head hits every bump on the way there.
So I'm going to roll for Geyser as Geyser tries to mitigate your wound. So he gets a quick reaction. And so that's diff 2. And this is happening probably seconds after the ship has left the thing.
I presume the little burst of hyperspace was partially what knocked Grim over.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably. He's still got a resilience roll to do. But so I'm going to roll this ahead of time. So the good news is that goes instantly.
Cool.
The little pit droids take you up to Geyser. Geyser rocks it out of the park and goes, yes, classic concussion. Please put them on bed. Oh, you can't reach. Here we go. And puts you on there. At that point, a pulse goes through the ship. So I would like you to roll me a diff 4 resilience check, please.
Yeah, the damage is pretty high for that, so be careful. Oh, a success! Look at that. You succeed, but I don't. What the fuck is this?
What parallel universe is this?
Have you heard the good word about me?
Of neutron stars and space magic. Thankfully, being in the med bay, one of the things about the med bay is that it does have a CAT scanner with some shielding, which takes the brunt of the blow. There you go. I'll put a bit of science in there just for you.
Nice.
Hey, we slingshotted, whatever the past tense of slingshot.
Yeah,
around
whatever.
the neutron star. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was going to go with a permutation with that, and then I just realised it was probably obscene. Anyway, with the threats here, I'm actually I went quite hard on you, so I'm actually going to let it go as a thumping headache. When you come to, you are in the Medi Bay, and you feel like someone has clocked you over the head with the entire ship.
You know what? And I'm gonna be honest. Grim probably thinks that's what happens. Like, probably someone fucking clocked him over the head with the entire ship.
It's technically true, actually. I mean, you hit the ship hit you. It's all a matter of perspective, really. It's wherever you put the camera.
The first thing that Grim sees when your eyes open is Geyser, but then next to Geyser is JT, just looking down at you. You
Well,
save the ship.
Considering that you're here, I might imagine this is not the afterlife. So,
I don't know. It could be hell.
I'm willing to believe it's hell.
It's not hell.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry about it. Fuck's sake.
Clarity.
And I'm gonna rule that Victoria is sitting on the other like medbay thing and being bandaged on the arm by Geyser
Yeah.
because
Radiation
she
treatment.
basically has radiation burns up her arm.
Yeah, there's a
Ooh.
nasty green gel that's being put on there, and that's being bandaged down with this kind of like shrink wrap on the arm. Looks like she's just had a full arm sleeve done because it's red, it's aggravated, you can't see shit, there's black bits in it, and it's currently being wrapped up like a ham sandwich. You were going to say something, Ed?
Clarity.
Yes, JT.
Upgrade user Grim to junior crew member.
Crew member Grim has been
Yay.
registered.
Then JT walks
Okay.
out, says nothing
You
else.
now have access to the brig
And the coffee machine.
Cool.
and the coffee machine.
I would have preferred some tea, but I'll take coffee.
Oh, you're like Nima then. We have one of those too.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Grim
has anyone
head-
seen Nima?
head
She's
bandage.
hiding in the engine room. I didn't want her close to that thing.
She's actually in the processing center, which is the droid brain. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's
once
what I
you
meant.
slingshot out of there, she will have got out and she'll be busying herself with tidying things up. There's things being thrown all over the place. She's got hold of like a cooling spray, like a little, almost like a miniature fire extinguisher, and she's kind of just dusting down X4, who's making happy little cheeping sounds. The little pit droids are going all over the place, tidying things up, putting things back in the racking, welding up little bits and pieces, and hammering out buckles in some of the minor panels in the ship. Cool, nice. I no space opera is complete without having space terrain.
Yeah,
but I was
like that.
very pleased that X4 fucked up the role.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fun.
so are
That's
we
fun.
actually. That was really fun. Life-threatening, but really fun.
And just like Grim, I have no idea what I did, but it somehow worked out.
It's kind of like I did good.
Does.
What the fuck did I do? And yes, that would have done you 8 damage, then 10 damage, then 12 damage, then 14 damage. So you would have started
Oof.
rolling radiation criticals if
Eesh.
JT had fucked everything up.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
no pressure,
good
Ed,
to
but
know.
all the pressure.
Yeah.
8 agility. 6 agility. Not 8 yet. Yet.
Yeah.
I love the fact that I was like,
that.
"Ooh, how can I spice this up?" Yeah, it only affects the organics because even though it's like, "Oh, JT's got it easy," no, JT has a huge guilt trip that he's trying to work his way out of. This would have really messed things up if he had ended up, what do you call it, microwaving half of his crew.
Yeah.
Not Grim though.
Probably not for him.
You're on.
yet.
You're on the ship, so you're under JT's
You're a
care as
passenger.
far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You're on
Just
the
because he
his
doesn't give you much in the way of
jurisdiction.
permissions doesn't mean he doesn't consider you part of his responsibility.
Fair enough.
And
Fair
you're
enough.
now a
Anything more so.
junior crew member.
I'm a junior crew member, moving up through the
Hello,
ranks.
cadet.
Yeah, soon you will have access to money, maybe. If
Hopefully.
you ask nicely.
JT, just to clarify on that point, yes, Victoria's arm got burnt. The ship got roughed up a bit, but you should be pleased with pulling this out here. There were some other things I was going to accept. I would have allowed a lot of the reversing the polarity on the flux capacitor or equivalent. Depending on what you had going on there. So if you had somebody who was specifically an engineer character, they could have done some space magic and done something. It was just all about explaining it, but the slingshot was a fucking brilliant thing. I loved it.
I've played
That
a
was
lot
really
of Kerbal
cool.
Space Program.
Yeah. Thank you, Goebbels. You end up going due to the very small amount of system strain that you took. You're able to go straight back into hyperspace rather than having to go and find safe haven, which I had a suitable safe haven written down, which would have required you to do lots of bartering and shit like that. Cool. And it was going to be the types of safe haven that you would find in the shitty end of the galaxy, where there is nothing to gain here. The only thing that you will gain is your ship back and functional as you limp into port. There would be nothing to buy that is worth buying. There would be only obstacles because it would be a mitigating challenge. But you're back in hyperspace, and you're suddenly very grateful to see the line streaking past you as stars are momentary features.
How the hell did we end up in a star? I was pretty sure those didn't move that much.
I fucked up is why.
That's fair.
And you can see that on the jump chart, several jump points are now doing this as they're trying to figure out where the jump part's supposed to be, because clearly things have moved.
I mean, yeah, if we slingshotted around the neutron star, we've jumped that way a fair amount, which means we're going to have to make a left turn at some point.
You charge forward towards wild space, and Victoria, as you sit down, your arm and your rib tender, and now it had that kind of itching that you had before, and tenderness is given over to a strange and unnerving fizzing from the gel as it starts to activate, and the inactive Bacta starts to wake up and doing its job inside the gel. You can see that you're going into territory that you're starting to see as more familiar. Only basically just star charts that you recognize rather than places that you've exclusively been to. You know that this is way outside of Valshar territory. That's mostly why you know it, is that you've been told by the Valshar it's outside of the territory. You know that this is mostly transient and lawless. Various planets every now and again giving birth to the latest would-be Star Lord that would be trying to gain whatever conquests they can, normally fizzling out after a few systems, either due to sheer boredom of their own success or because they've just lost so many people that it's just not worth it anymore. They end up settling down on a planet and starting a society that would be inevitably conquered by the next fucking Star Lord that comes along. The Valashar have known this for generations, which is why their tribalist structure and their code of honor has lasted beyond, far beyond this. You move to wherever the Valashar need to be. You don't leave planets completely devoid of resources behind you. You don't always travel. There are some planets that have been in Valashar territory. The core, you may consider it, your core worlds. For millennia. But there are others where they are considered momentary hunting grounds, places just to be assessed to see how it be going. It might be, they may make a go of it for a generation or two, or it could just be a training camp, a hunting lodge. Just a couple of years of no longer being in space, feeling soil under your feet, and being able to get back to what is considered the core of being a warrior. Entering this space, however, you know that, as I say, there's always somebody willing to pick a fight. And sure enough, there starts to be long sensor echoes of ships of significant size. You don't know how well they are kitted out, but thankfully they're far enough away that JT is able to plot somewhat of a course. As you come from each jump, poof, back into normal space, the ships start to converge on your position, and JT very quickly corrects course, confirms everything with clarity and X4, and poof, jumps again. For the most part, these ships aren't able to jump as far as the rest of you. In fact, they rely on the fact that the average hyperdrive on the ships in this region of space are so short that you can actually predict and preempt the jump, getting there before your quarry, with only what is a middle of the road system in Coruscant. Not even that.
Between every escape, we change the transponder.
Yep. So this new fleet of ships jumping in and out of space, a skip ray one moment, a navigation drone the next, a super star destroyer at one point, just because Clarity likes to mix it up a little bit, and seems to have found one of these things in the database. And thinking there's a little bit of a electronic chuckle between the droids and the AI, as you're sure that some of the ships shat themselves at this huge sensor echo of a super star destroyer appearing in the middle of fringe space, able to outclass anything around them.
Are we going to bring rebels out here accidentally?
What?
That would be hilarious.
It's when you take one particular jump point. The jump point is in a convenient gravity well. You see it at very long-range sensors. And poof, you come into what is beneath you a wonderful, lush planet. It seems to have a reasonable amount of traffic around it as well. You can see that various freighters and frigates, a few corvettes, are simply transporting things around. It's at that point that you're just typing in the new course, and it's fluke. Well, misfortune. That a bunch of ships jump in probably only a couple of kilometers away from you, which is no distance at all.
What types of ships?
4 frigate or larger vessels. The second they jump in, they start to open fire, not just at you, but at everybody. An open signal suddenly goes, "It's an assault! Turn to face them all! We must stand this together! Otherwise, the people below are going to be slaughtered to a man. Come, everybody must do their part. Unknown ship, form with us. We need to see these off. Don't worry. As soon as we take down one of them, the others will flee." And that is what we're starting now. We have 10 minutes prep, and then we'll do the battle properly next session. There are 5 ships in front of, well, kind of just off your port side. A bunch of, as I say, corvettes. The largest, I guess, there would probably be the corvettes. They're just, is corvette or frigate bigger? I'm trying to remember in Star Wars.
I'm so bad at
No idea.
ships.
Either way, those sizes are there. You can see that the 5 that have jumped in, 3 of them are frigates. One of them seems to be larger, like a carrier class, and one of them is unmistakably a battleship.
From the sound of the open signal, can I ascertain, like, what are they? Like space pirates? Are they part of a crime syndicate? Imperials? Who are they?
From the 5 large ships.
Yeah, and the open signal, like the open transmission.
The open transmission seems to be that this is just a convenient trading post for the spacers out here. And it seems to be that they have this kind of code of, if someone attacks a trading post, you are the defenders of the trading post. This person, who you don't know who they are, but based on the fact that they didn't really give like an oration or even give their name, they just said that you should all defend the trading post. And all the ships immediately obeyed. I have a feeling this person might be influential in the area. So this is kind of just as the before we go into initiative, I'm going to give you guys some opportunity to assess the situation. Start asking me questions.
Do
find
I
out more about what's around you.
recognize any of the symbols on the ships around us from
Same.
different clans or the families that rule this part of?
Fantastic question. So you noticed that two of the corvettes are actually Valashar corvettes. They
Hey, on
seem
our side or their side?
on the trading post side, so your side. So two of them seem to be Valashar. They don't seem to be Valashar warships. They seem to be Valashar supply ships. So you're expecting that the people on them, unless they have any warriors, because they expected piracy, which in this area of space is reasonable, they're not going to be brimming to the teeth with warriors, not like the Isvari. You can expect that most of the crew on that ship will probably be dab hand with ranged weapons rather than melee. And looking at the ship, it does seem to have a full weapon complement. Not warship complement, but enough to be able to see any ratbag pirate off. Probably not enough to be able to single-handedly take down these ships, but maybe as part of the flotilla, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see two Valashar ships. The rest you do recognize some of the symbols amongst the traders. Mostly they are just either planetary or alliance symbols, so small alliances that have been made between 3, 4, 5 worlds, people who have managed to get their shit together for, as I say, the occasional warlord, and they've been able to just have a mutual defense pact, which 3 or 4 systems, 4 or 5 systems is small potatoes compared to the Empire. So they're not really recorded in history, but you have a feeling between these worlds they probably have like epic ballads and things like that. They're normally large enough that they're able to deal with Valashar on a political basis, unless they piss them off, of course, which goes Valashar don't give a shit.
No.
Yeah.
In JT's estimation, the smallest of the pirate ships, would it be feasible to perform some kind of boarding action?
For the smallest of the ships, yes. So the frigates all seem to be gunboats. They are the ones where the size that they have, they've only got front and rear shields, as opposed to the quad shields that the 2 big ones have. Yeah. So in Star Wars Edge of the Empire system, or the Star Wars Genesis system in general, if you have a silhouette, I think it's up to 5. Silhouette 5 has only aft and rear. So the Millennium Falcon would only have aft and rear shields.
Aft is rear. It'd be fore and aft.
4 and aft. Yeah, 4 and aft shields. The above Silhouette 5, which these 2 are, you would have 4 aft port and starboard shields.
Yeah,
Which size is our ship?
Your size 4, Silhouette 4.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if there's Valashar,
correction,
of them.
Silhouette 5 is where the quad shields start. So 4 is where is.
Cool. We're basically the largest small ship.
Yeah. You're considered to be good gunboat size.
Yeah.
Okay.
As are the 3 that's there. So there are 3 ships your size, and then there's the other 2 ships are very much larger. And the ones that are your size, you think have a very, very small crew because of the layout of the ship. They are alien. Well, technically everybody is aliens, but nobody's aliens in the Empire. It's alien to you. You haven't seen these ship types before. But the frigates look like they are just full to the gunnels with weapons, but probably have very little crew.
Okay, I'm gonna hail the Valashar ships and ask, how many fighting crew do you have, and would they be willing to do a boarding action?
Okay, and this is obviously all in the manoeuvring as the battle's starting to be drawn. There are pot shots being taken, but no specific shots. We're not going to go into initiative just yet, because I like the feel of this. I like the theatre of war here. So the one that answers back, you hear, I do not know you, stranger. Boarding action is something that we can do.
Simon.
I'm gonna hand comms to Victoria. Sorry, what was?
Rodrigo.
I was thinking about this. And I do need your help because I'm not that familiar with the setting. Right?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Ask questions. That's how
What
you learn.
would... What... Grim wants to go through this... They're not a fighting person. They rather not fight. So... What lie would work in this situation?
That's something you have to decide. I can't.
I know, but like the problem is I don't know much about the setting.
Okay, well,
what are you
Say
trying to
none,
setting
do?
is
because
Star
currently
Wars.
we're in wild space. Here it is the strongest that survives.
Right.
And yeah, we're
What
kind
would
of
be-
set of fighting.
What would be your intent by lying? Is my question.
Yeah, that would
To
also
get out
you
of
go.
this scot-free. To not get involved in this.
Oh, we're getting involved. We are attacking Valashar.
Well
I
put,
need to help.
Okay.
That's the honor code.
Yeah.
Alright,
like-
never mind. I was just thinking of a way that Grim could help, but
Oh yeah,
But you-
Grim
of
is
course,
only good at lying.
That is, you should give. It's more the fact of like I'm explaining that my character would not allow us.
no,
to
no,
not
that's fair.
help
Never
out in
mind.
this character.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ignore me then.
Do you have any decent slicing skills? Is my question. Because
Yeah, 'cause you can help via slashing their ships,
Yeah,
destroying
I can-
comms.
Ship-to-ship slicing is a thing.
I can
Yeah.
fix guns forward and just dogfight basically.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
JT can shoot
Where
using the other
is-
gun station.
Well,
We
it's just
had it at one
computers,
point
right?
that
Yeah, computers.
X4
I do have
managed
good
to
at computers. Yeah, I'm decent. At
Yeah.
The slicing.
Okay.
So it might be worth trying to get into the ships and messing with their systems, their targeting systems and stuff.
That's actually
Or
a pretty good idea
they're
because the one
calm,
thing
so
that
they
these guys
can't
aren't going to
talk
have
to
is
each
complex
other.
systems.
Yeah.
So like Grim is sipping their tea. They just fine. I'll get on computers, and they just like, you know, just head away. Like
Okay.
Well,
do their thing.
The
Victoria
comms is being
will.
sent to Victoria. Yeah.
Victoria will take the comms and basically announce Victoria Anderson from the Frostwolf part. I'm returning with friends. What can we help you with?
Suddenly you hear, "Give me that. Victoria of the Valishar." Ah, did you bring these ones with you?
Yes.
You brought the attackers with you.
No, I brought this ship. We're here to help.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm sure we can get you help. I believe a boarding action was asked for your droid, was it?
Yes, I'm sure that could be a bit of a fun.
Most of these are traders, but we can sort you out. Let's see. I am Anga, son of Ras.
Greetings. May the storm
Please don't
speakers
crash.
speak in your favor.
No doubt of that. No doubt of that at all. Let's see what we can do, huh?
And you can see that the two very large corvettes, in the same way that the Isvari was just big and had a fat ass, didn't matter what you did to it, it would manage to get to you and board you. These two, they're not specifically made for boarding ships, but they got a fat ass. They got a fat ass and two large turrets to make you regret any interaction with them. You can hear that the comms are kept on as he goes,
I want you to form up with that ship over there. The leader, the captain, is a good friend of mine. We're going to go and have a bit of fun. This is not a boarding ship. I don't give a damn what you say. I want on that ship with those people. But look, they're gonna open up one of those ships, and when they do, every guard on this ship and every guard on that ship is going to jump in with her at their head, okay? Now you get them in there. I don't give a shit. You get them in there. I don't care if we have to patch this up afterwards. You get in there. Look, jettison the fucking cargo if you have to. We'll pick it up later and then some. Get the ship in there.
Your name has been, as you well know, somewhat of a buzz lately because, well, you set the Hellrender back into their main population.
I did.
Some people love you, some people hate you, some people just like the fact that your name is big right now. For some people, there's no such thing as bad news. You can rock it either way. You've caused a fuss. Some people just like that.
Yeah.
Unga is currently harassing the crew, mostly made of traders and engineers, and to bring these 2 large ships. These
If they're Valashar traders, then they have combat expertise.
Oh, yeah.
Because no one goes out of the Valashar without it.
Yeah, mostly these guys are probably good riflemen.
Yeah, specifically my suggestion was going to be they come on our ship and we do the boarding action because we can get in quickly.
True.
Well, if you communicate that across, actually, yeah, it's
also
just 11,
if
but
their warriors want to jump on, and
Yeah.
we'll take them in.
you can hear Unga. Unga, by the way, is this tall black Viking because I wanted a black Viking. It's fucking.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know. Just the image that popped in my mind. I was like, I want that. That's fucking cool. So yeah, he's just a big fucking henched up guy, and he
Like that?
he hears you say, yeah, come on to our ship. He goes, huh, it's your lucky day. All you have to do is rotate the ships around and get ready to jettison the fighters. We'll be there soon. Open your front cargo bay. And you can hear as these mad fucking Valashar start charging away from the comms. You know, Victoria, that right now they are grabbing full face masks and putting them on their face as they are going to halo jump out of the ship and into yours.
Yep. That sounds like something her people would do.
Yeah.
What an image. What an image.
And that's a great image to leave
Just
on
a
as well.
bunch of hinged Vikings jumping out of one spaceship into the other.
So one of the things that I didn't even need to consult that much with Felicia about is that yes, they are space Vikings, but they're all genders, all races. They just have the Viking culture. And so we will start with that image of Valashar warriors jumping from ship to ship in space at the beginning of next session. It's 11 o'clock now, so we're going to leave that here. A big thank you to Hermit, Minion, Snipe. Thank you for coming in, my friend. And everybody else who's been watching and lurking, we appreciate you too. Joining us for us playing some Star Wars. And
good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. And again, there's challenges that you can put into this without any effort or whatever. That's why I still love Genesis as a system, and I'm looking to build on it. After I, of course, dip my toe into Mars. So big thank you to Felicia, Ed, and Rodrigo for their game today. We hope that Corinne gets well soon and is able to rest up in time for the Benefactor, our 2-year episode of the Benefactor coming up.
It's been 2 fucking years.
2 years.
I know,
2
right?
years tomorrow. Well, 2 years in an hour's
And I
time.
haven't even drawn anything because I have a fucking essay to write this week.
We got an essay to write, and we've got new games and new performances coming up. So we can celebrate it without necessarily having to do anything huge.
Yeah, but I want to celebrate the fact that I can't.
Episode
because of
100 is
fucking
something that I
uni.
want to celebrate, and I've got ideas already. I will tell you a bit about that later. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for being part of our particular brand of Chaos tonight. We are going to raid because I'm trying to make it a standard that we do raid, so we're going to do that very, very quickly. And our next time we're going to be on here, other than casual hangout stuff, please follow, by the way, Casca Niobe, which is my own channel. I think it's in the show notes
It's
below.
in the linked channels below,
Yep,
as well
yeah,
as
no, me
me.
too. Yep.
Hopefully, I'll be streaming some Don't Starve together with these guys at some point
What?
So
during the
we're
week.
picking up Don't Starve together again. We played a lot of it before, but now that Deerclops is going down, and we found out there's depths to that game we haven't yet tapped into. So
We're gonna try and survive. You know, don't starve.
Yeah, and we're gonna go into the depths of it all, and it's all gonna get crazy with shadow creatures.
We haven't really explored caves yet. I really want to do that and play
we can
around
do
with
it.
magic system.
Let's get some magic on the go. Yeah, definitely. But other than that, which could happen on Thursday, is we are going to be doing the Benefactor, episode 92, 93, can't remember which, on Friday.
Something ridiculous.
8 p.m. to 11 p.m. UK time. And Felicia, what are we doing at that point? We're kidnapping a dragon.
Yes, we're kidnapping a red dragon because he was stupid and decided to declare war on my family.
I thought it was time for a dragon, basically.
Yeah, a dragon fight without the dragon being in his dragon form. I find the juxtaposition great, and I love it.
I wanted to twist it. We've done a couple of dragon fights already, and I wanted this one to be very typically Scour. So let's have a quick look.
More political than actual dragon fighty, from what normal adventure sees as dragon fighty. Yeah.
Now, we haven't got 5 viewers at the moment, which apparently you don't even show up as raiding if you have less than 5 viewers, which sucks a little bit because, every little counts. But we are going to hand over now to the lovely Jenny, classy librarian, who is playing The Witcher 3.
Well, so if all of us unmute the stream, we might count as 5 viewers because it tipped up to 4 when I did that. Because
here we go. Yep. So let's do this raid. Classy when I can spell library.
That would be something.
Yep. So,
yeah, I know I shouldn't be on mute because that doesn't count me as a viewer,
but
also I am not a viewer because I'm in the game.
And
so I don't wanna
that's us raiding.
Yeah. Good.
I'm gonna go off and switch off the stream on
Yeah.
And now we smile and wait.
Not even bothering.
Nah. I'm so glad you suggested a boarding action because so